Hi there, just a quick announcement here today. Before we get this video started, I want you to check the date. If you're on a Mac, it's probably right up here. And if you're on a PC, it's probably down here. And if you're a boomer, probably here. Okay, if you're watching this in the year of our Google 2019 and it says December 10th, 11th, 12th, or 13th, stop watching this. Turn it off. Go outside, hang out with your friends, read a book, watch some porn. Do them all at the same time. Whatever. Because during these dates, YouTubers are enacting a strike. This is due to overreaching new terms of service policies that allow Google to delete channels it finds commercially unviable, as well as fines up to $40,000 for anything that might even be remotely interesting to children. If that sounds really bonkers, it's because it is. And you can find more info in this on my last video, link in the description, as long as you're not watching it on these dates. Good. Now you've turned it off, right? Seriously, why are you still watching this? I'm going to check my analytics after this walkout, and if I see one view during these dates, expect glitter in your mail. Great. Now that I'm talking to the uncaring void, I want to say a few things about the use of a strike. Now, this particular strike isn't going to bring YouTube to their knees. There's a good chance they won't even notice, and that's okay. This one is all about getting people on board. This is the first of many things to come. This is where we learn what works well and what we can improve on, each time building strength and solidarity. And the only thing that can stop that from happening is if you ignore it. Now, who should be involved in a strike? Simple. Everyone who can. And I say can because some people have to exclude themselves. People reporting on the UK general elections, for example, are exempt. There's actually a second YouTube walkout for the UK from December 13th to the 16th. For just this reason. People who have to use YouTube for things like online classes or exams are also fine. Basically, anyone who could participate without causing real significant harm to themselves or their livelihood should. And historically, we've seen this with physical strikes as well. There have often been concessions made at picket lines for people with special needs. Transportation strikes, for example, often allow for emergency and medical transportation to continue unimpeded. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't involve yourself just because it causes some discomfort. Strikes are meant to be uncomfortable. The whole point is to withhold something of value, and if it doesn't inconvenience you at all, then you probably could be doing more. For me, being away from YouTube for 4 days is going to hurt me in my algorithmic ratings, and that causes me some discomfort. But honestly, it won't be the end of things for me. One thing I've seen as a response to this is a pushback against the use of the word scab. If you're unaware, a scab is traditionally someone who knowingly crosses a picket line to go to work or to use the services the workers are attempting to purposely withhold in order to put pressure on the company. Doing this weakens the cause and helps the company ignore the demands of the collective. I've seen some people saying they don't agree with the strike because they don't like anyone being called a scab, or they feel like they're being bullied into joining for fear of being called one. First off, scab is a definition of someone doing a specific action. It's not a slur. It's kind of shitty to siphon power from the collective for your own benefit. If people call you shitty for doing something shitty, it's not bullying. It's calling you out on harming others. Again, scab is not a slur. So, how do you know if you're being a scab? Simple. Are you able to participate in the strike, but you're knowingly using YouTube during these dates anyways? Then yeah, you're being kind of shitty. You're being a scab. If you don't want to be called one, don't be one. And okay, if this is your first time joining in on an action, I know it can seem difficult to take the first step, but we're here walking with you. Just walk away from YouTube for 4 days. We'll be streaming on other platforms like Twitch and Twitter and other places as well. You most likely spent the majority of your life without YouTube. You can survive for a few days without it again. And you'll get some sweet solidarity points with your comrades as well. Because the revolution is not going to be effortless. It's not going to be painless. There's going to be a lot of discomfort, and much worse. But that's what's necessary to bring about change. And this is a very small first step. If you're just in it for the memes, then log off anyways and go enjoy some memes. If you're in it to make a better world, then stand strong with us, and know we've got your back, because you've got ours. So again, from December 10th to the 13th, and 13th to the 16th for the UK, forget YouTube exists. Step up, and keep looking out for the next step along with us.
YouTube is a platform owned by Google. and strong-armed often by its advertisers and the US government. Those who stand to lose every time YouTube has to cave in are its creators and viewers. No more. From December 10th to December 13th, restaging a walkout from the site. No watch time, no uploads. Let us not give them anything for 3 days. YouTube is nothing without creators and viewers, whether they are commercially viable or not. Whether they are commercially viable or not. Enough is enough.